Robeena. I'm going to show you just a couple of things with the questions, or how the lessons are set up. So maybe I'll go back and start from the beginning. So I was showing you how to get into the course. You're going to click on CTS, Natural Resources, and then click on AGR, Plant Propagation, 1 credit, and then lesson 1, questions. So you click on the gear icon for lesson 1. Now this is going to maybe be closed when you log in, maybe not, but open. You just click, so you can just click on that arrow, open it, close it. So you open it, go to the gear icon, questions. Now you can preview any question, see what it's going to look like to the student. Remember, when we talk about questions here, that's actually the lesson as well. So you've got the lesson and then questions at the end, right? The lesson, and there's only one question here for this one, question 6. It just is confirming that the students have read it. Usually there's more. Usually it's based on the content. We make a quiz, and to make the quiz to put in these, we use ChatGPT. That's what I sent you earlier. All right, so let's go back to this one. So just to kind of, look around a little bit, here is a question. If I go to action and click on that, now I got to scroll to the bottom. You can go to edit code. So some of the common setups for the question, which again is the lesson as well, is the user rights are set to used by all, modification by group. That'll usually be done for you, but just pointing this out, and it'll be set to copyright if you're ever making a new one eventually. For now, actually, you don't really need to worry about that. Most of the questions you will be dealing with are multi-part. Now I'm going to pin that for a second. Multi-part is when there's more than one question. Now I could quick save and preview here, by the way, and here's that question again. See how it's question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4. There's more than one question in the question, if that makes sense, in the lesson. So it is a multi-part question. Now, there's 2 components. This is called the control panel, where the code, like the internet PHP code is for the question. And then the second part is the actual text. Okay, now if you click on toggle editor, you can see it right here. Now generally when we're creating questions, we're going to toggle editor. It's normally, when you just go in automatically, you're going to see it like this. So you're going to click on toggle editor, and then you'll see it like this. And then now you can change anything you want. You can type anything, change anything. You could add videos and stuff. To add a video, it's really easy. You just get the YouTube link, like say this one. Now, like let's say I've got a YouTube video. So, like this. So I've got some video I want to add, and we'll give you these links, by the way. Okay, so sometimes eventually I'm sure you will be actually looking for videos yourself or changing them as you get a little bit more confident. But for now, we'll just be giving you all the links. So you're going to get the share link right here and copy it. Now I'm going to show you how easy it is. Okay, I'm going to go back here. Okay, and I'm going to actually remove that video. So let's pretend there was no video there. So here's what I do. Okay, so first center the video right there, align center, and go insert, media. And in that source, just paste. So I'm going Control C, Control V, right? And I'm pasting that, and I go okay, and that's it. The video is now in. Okay, and then I've got some questions underneath here. Now I'm going to show you more about how to make these questions, okay, because it is super easy. Okay, but for now, I just want you to kind of get acquainted with how the system works, and how you've got the ChatGPT. And here's what you're going to be doing inevitably is you're going to be taking all the course content off of those PowerPoints, and you're going to move it in to look like this. So for now, what I will ask you to do is just kind of take a look around with these questions, take a look around, and in that folder, in that PowerPoint that I shared with you, compare. Okay, now I'm going to show you where that content comes from. So like this content for field crops, greenhouse, nursery production, is in that PowerPoint in that OneDrive, and it's in the natural resources content assignments. You're going to open that. I think I already had it open. I don't want to open it twice. Am I going to open it twice? Probably. Yeah, okay, there it is. So that it's going to open this up. Now I know you're familiar with this. If you scroll down, and you're going to, this is the way you're going to see a lot of the course content. So if you scroll down to, which one is it? Plant parts, photosynthesis. No, it's not that one. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, okay, so it's this one. So field crops, and so all of this. Now I've already done this one, but this is just showing you how this works. So you can see what this PowerPoint looks like. Maybe I'll put them side by side here, and then this is what we're making here. Okay, so this is what we're making. As I was saying, I have so many tabs all the time, and this is what I based it off of. Field crops, greenhouse, nursery production. So that was in here. I copy and pasted it. See this video link is right here. And again, all I would do is I'd copy that link, and then I would go insert, and then media. That's it. And then we're talking about, and then I got, now, next thing I'm going to show you, I think I'm going to just go for it now, is how to get these questions. Okay, so it's 2 steps to get the questions, but it's pretty easy. Okay, so step 1 is you click on the share for the video, and you copy the link. And then you go to this website called downsub.com. There it is, downsub.com. This is a free tool. Okay, however, I did get, it's a free tool, but it does have pop-ups and malware kind of like associated with it. So I would advise you to get a free malware blocker. Make sure you have that on your browser first before you use this, because otherwise you could run into some problems. But it's really awesome. Here's what it does. You can put any video link in. Okay, so I just to enter. And check it out, what it does. Is it still generating? Yeah, it's still generating. There it is. What it does is if you click on the TXT right here, see, so what it does is it will scrape the text for you. So then it'll be in your download section. You can click on that, and there it is. This is the text of that video. Okay, so Control C, right? Control A, Control C, copy that all. Look how easy this is. Now, I sent you that ChatGPT instructions. Yours is called Quizmaker. I have a Quizmaker as well, but I made a brand new one called Quizzy. It's the same thing. And here's all you have to do is say, please make, and however many questions. Now, Robeena, how many questions? Like for now, I'll just say every time you do a video, and let's say you're going to do 4 questions. So I made 5. Later on, we'll do some judgment, but for now, or let's say 5. Every time you have a video, you're going to get a 5-question quiz. So please, in your ChatGPT, make a 5-question quiz based on this video. It knows, but transcript. And then I go Control V. Don't worry about formatting it or anything like that. And then just click that. Now, once you've got that GPT made, like, watch the magic. This is all the question code. Okay, so you just copy that, and then you go over here. Remember where that was? That would go right here. You're just going to paste it. Now, I'm not going to change it here because it's this question. This is already made. But you're just going to paste it here. And then Notice it generates the questions beneath. You just copy these, copy, then go back to your question, and then you would just paste them where you want, right? So here, like I could paste them right here. There, done. Now, I don't want to have those 5 questions in, so I'm going to just take those out. Okay, but this is basically what you're going to be doing, okay? You're going to be taking this content that's in the form of these PowerPoints for now. Later on, I'm going to I'll get you going off of websites and stuff, or like as you get better at this, who knows where you'll be generating the actual, where you'll be getting the course content, but you're going to be putting it into our LMS. This is our LMS. So when I say LMS, I mean that edge.rtdacademy.com. You will, have the login information as you watch this video, and you're going to be adding questions. And every question you add is actually going to be a lesson component and a question component. Okay, so that's the end. That's the end of video 1. There's going to be more to come. Actually, no, it's not the end. I'm not going to save this. I'm not going to save this because I don't want to change anything. I'm going to go back to this section. I think I'm done up to this one. Am I done up to 8? 8 is done. Yeah. So 8, see again, has a lesson and questions. Look at that. This one's got. See, this one has. Oh wow! It even has like a type out questions type. Don't worry about those. Not right now. But eventually, eventually I'll get you doing things like that too, where the students will type stuff in, and I'll show you what's all how to work. But these ones were all generated by ChatGPT. So that one's done, and question 9 is not done. Okay, so you could take over here at question 9, and doing what exactly? Well, go to the PowerPoint and find that cultural requirements stuff. See, this is selecting seeds. Okay, I did, yeah. This is why I like PowerPoint, by the way, because I could add stuff, so I could extend like way down, and I could put all the content for one lesson on one slide. Kind of works for me that way instead. So that's why I use this as a tool to kind of hold stuff. So I'm going to keep scrolling down. Cultural requirements. Now, I think I saw that somewhere, right? Cultural. Yeah, that's what we're on. Yeah, right. Cultural requirements for plants. So I'm going to leave this for you. That's frozen right now. Oh. Yeah, okay. I think I've got, I'm overloading my memory here. Now imagine you're going to kind of copy this over. Now you're going to go into here. Remember, action, edit code. Okay, this is going to be you. And in this first part, that's going to be your ChatGPT questions. You're going to get that from ChatGPT. In the second part, toggle editor. Okay, and then all this stuff shows up. And then just copy this stuff over. Okay, now, you know what, I'm actually going to do it, but I'm not going to save it. So, and then you can go in and do it. So you see, it's all in a text. Oops, I went too far. Where is it? Cultural requirements, yeah. So I go Control A, yeah, Control C, and then I'm going to go in here, and I'm just going to go Control V. So I've copied it all over in here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that heading. I'm going to center it. We're going to do that every time. And I'm going to go to Formats, Font Size, Extra Large. So we make our headings for the lesson extra large. And I'm just going to change the color, text color, to this one, indigo. And then I'm just going to kind of, now this, no, I don't want that. I'm going to cut that. Okay, I'm going to cut that. I'm going to go Insert, and then Media. Source, I'm going to paste it. I'm going to click OK. Now, what I'll do next, I'm just going to move that cursor, because you know what? Maybe I'll do that again. It's easiest if you center first, because I like the video centered. So center, align center, and then go Insert, Media, boom. Control V, OK. So now I've got that video in there. Now, there's a second video for this one, and that is too much. Okay, so this, like, yeah, and I'm gonna turn you into a course designer, and you're gonna make some calls on your own. But the long and short of it, if I quick save and preview right now, we can kind of see what it looks like. We don't want this part to be excessively long, and we don't want to get into multiple videos. So only one video. So because we have two videos, what I'm going to do is, well, you know what? You can stick around and you can watch, and then you can do, I'm going to do the first part of the question, and you're going to take over and do the second part of the question. Now, there's a little bit to this. I'm going to click on, you know what? I'm just going to click on save. I'm going to go back. That was cultural requirements. I'm going to go action and template, and it's going to make a copy of it. And I'm going to call this copy part 2, and that's where you're going to take over. And I need that to be set to allow use by all and modification by group, copyrighted, and then, yep, and I'm going to go save. And here I'm going to go yes, using defaults, yes, add question. Now notice it's at the bottom. I'm going to move this to question 10, so I'm in the right order. Now this one you're going to take over. Okay, I'm going to leave that for you. I'm going to go back to my original. Okay, now notice right now they're the same, right? So this one's the same, and this one's the same. Now I'm going to go back to here because I split this question up in two. I'm going to edit, back to toggle editor. And yeah, I think Canadian peat bog harvest. See, like Robeena, I'm gonna ask you sometimes to make a little bit of judgment call, like where should this video go? Because what we have here is a bunch. And by the way, Robeena, I'm a math teacher. I don't know anything about this, although my parents were big gardeners. I don't know if you're a gardener at all. That wouldn't hurt. But I don't, like, we're just developing all these are like options courses for students. The content is beyond me, but I'm just kind of like, where would this go? Peat bog harvesting and okay, well, we'll leave it in the same order. And what we'll do, oh, there's 2 more videos. Eesh. Yeah. Oh, there's 2 more videos. I'm going to delete these videos because it's in that second part. You know what? I'm actually going to make this easy on both of us, and we're going to go in the exact same order. So I'm going to delete starting at where vermiculite. Okay, I'll just delete all this stuff. All right. So now what I want to do is I want to make sure that the students are following the lesson, paying attention. So here's what we do. I'm going to do it again here. I'm going to go share, and I'm going to copy that link. I'm going to go to that down sub, X that out. I'm going to put the new link in. And like, just how about AI, right? It's just going to generate all the text for that video. Go to my downloads again. I'm going to Control A, Control C. And then I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. And I'm going to say new 5-question quiz based on colon, Control V, enter. It's just like that. And then this part here is going to be the question code. I'm going to copy that. Let's go back to where we were here. pause right here. So that's going to go right here for my multi-part question. Make sure your question type there is on multi-part. And then I'm going to go back to ChatGPT and I'm going to get the actual questions. And these are going to go at the end. And I'm going to do something. I'm going to modify it a little bit. I'm going to just change this to according to the video. Why? Just to kind of like remind students where they're going to get that information, just on the first question. And in fact, maybe for best practice, we could always make sure we have a message like this. I'm going to center it. Watch the following video. Making notes as you go. There are below. You will need to answer. You know what? That sounds too long. Why is this so hard? Watch the following video, making notes as you go to answer the questions below. Yeah. And I'm going to show you something here. We can do this. I'm going to select it. And I'm going to go make it in italics. And I can go to Formats, Font Size, Small. Now, the default font size of all the text on the page is medium. I made that heading extra large, and I'm going to make this small. Okay. Questions are all there. And then, you know what? This question's done. Check it out. It's done. There's the questions. Look at that. It generated them, turned them into multiple choice. Beautiful. Beautiful. That is it. That question is made. Now I'm going to close that. I'm going to save it. And I did part 1, and now I'm going to leave part 2 for you. So this is where you're going to take up. Now this one's not done either. See, there's nothing there at all. This one is done. So I'm going to leave this to you, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to delete everything I did already. Okay, so and you're going to take it up. Where are you going to take it up? Right at vermiculite, right? So you're going to start at vermiculite. Maybe your heading should be cultural requirements for plants, and then after you can have continued in brackets, continued, right? And then you're going to take up right here. You're going to have actually 2 videos. Now, I'm kind of curious what those 2 videos are. This training video is turning pretty long, it seems, but let's take a look. Let's look at the first video and the second video. I'm going to put them side by side here. Oh, that's not a video. Yeah, okay, that's not a video. That's a website. All right. And again, you're going to be kind of analyzing this, and like, so it's not like first of all, you can't mess this up. It's not like you can do something and be like, oh, don't overthink it. Just, you know, you probably have never worked in instruction, but I'm going to ask you to put a teacher hat on. What would an instructor, like, how would they present this? What should I do? What would be best for the students? So I'm going to ask you to think that way, and I'm going to ask you to make decisions, and I'm going to tell you not to sweat it. I can always go in and fix anything that doesn't quite work out or whatever, and it's, you know, these are just it's just completely fine whatever you do. So we've got a website here. So let me go back here to what does it say? I'm going to go back. We've got doesn't really tell us what that is. Okay, so what I would suggest you do is, again, like that for this video, this is a 4.5 perfect. So you know how to get the link, put it in your ChatGPT, you know how to get the questions. As for like this other link there, I've got too many tabs open. I would just, there's no context. I would just say, check out this website on whatever it's about, planting trees, or that's not right. What happened to that link? I don't know. I would just kind of like try to direct the students, but that's where you're going to take over here on part 2, and then you're going to go on to question 11 right here. You're going to go action, right? Edit code. You're going to get the content from that PowerPoint again, which I have opened right here, and that's on probably the next slide. Yeah, compositions and functions of fertilizers. Okay, so you're going to copy and paste that, and then that's the end of this lesson. Once you put all that in, and what are you going to do again there? You're going to do the same thing. Let's see, do we have a video? Yeah, we have one video. Okay, once again, I'm going to leave this to you. You just play around, do your best. This is going to need to be part 1 and part 2 again, because there's 2 videos, okay? And so oh, you know what? I will do that. Yeah, I will do that. No, that's not how I do it. I'm sorry, this video could have definitely been shorter. Template. I'm going to template that, and I'm going to call this part 2, multi-part. But you can see how to do it now if you ever need to yourself, how to make a new part. Add questions using defaults, and you can change the order here. So now, yeah, okay. So you're gonna do this one, question 10, 11, and 12. This one I started for you already. You're just gonna finish editing it. This one is blank, and this one is blank, and that's going to come from here. Have a look at this slideshow about composting. What should we do with that? You know what? I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine as is, because it's not inside. That'll open up for anyone. Yeah, yay, it does. Okay, great. So you're gonna have 2 parts. You've got 2 videos. Split it up, okay, and have questions for each video. Okay, and you know how to do that. Like, have 5 questions for each video. Do your best, Robeena, and you're still in training. If you got these all done today, that would be amazing. If you could figure that all out and get something workable there, and then we could take a look at it tomorrow. But no sweat if you don't. Just like I said, yeah. Again, you're going to use DownSub, you're going to use ChatGPT, and then you're going to put the code in here. Okay, I'm going to end this video now.